You don't fool me. I know why you keep on and on. It's because you're afraid. You're afraid you might be mad. Oh, no!
In the shadowy corridors of horror cinema, The Exorcist stands as a chilling milestone. Released in 1973, it not only captivated and terrified audiences, but revolutionized the genre itself. In the late 1960s and early 70s were a time of dramatic social change and upheaval. It was an era ripe for a new kind of horror, one that would reflect the deep-seated anxieties of the time. Based on William Peter Blatty's 1971 novel, The Exorcist, was a harrowing tale of demonic possession. Blatty, inspired by a 1949 case of a young boy's exorcism, infused the novel with unsettling realism. Under the direction of William Friedkin, a filmmaker known for his raw, authentic style, the movie promised to be unlike anything seen before. But the production of The Exorcist would soon become as infamous as the film itself. Rumors of strange occurrences, unexplained accidents, and a series of misfortunes led many to whisper that the set of The Exorcist was cursed, a belief that only added to the film's mystique. The early 1970s, a period marked by cultural revolutions and a quest for a new cinematic expressions. It was in this transformative era that The Exorcist began its journey, poised to redefine horror cinema. This was an age of experimentation and boundary pushing in film. Horror, traditionally confined to tales of gothic monsters, was ripe for reinvention. The Exorcist seized this moment, offering a narrative grounded in raw, unsettling realism. Director William Friedkin, already acclaimed for his work on The French Connection, was drawn to the story's visceral intensity. His unflinching approach promised a film that was as much a psychological exploration as it was a horror masterpiece. As pre-production began in 1972, The Exorcist was envisioned as a groundbreaking project. Its budget, initially set at around $4 million, reflected the ambition behind this endeavor. However, the true cost would soon prove to be much higher, both financially and in terms of the toll it took on those involved.
That's the footage I use in the movie where I'm crying my eyes out because they are brutally damaging my back.
You see me hit and you see me reach for my back. I screamed in horrendous pain, and I was so furious and said, "Turn the effing camera off."
Originally slated for a modest shooting schedule, the production stretched on for over a year. The budget ballooned to nearly $12 million, a staggering figure for the time, reflecting the unforeseen complexities the production faced. The intricate set designs and pioneering special effects contributed to the escalating costs and delays. The set for the McNeil residence was an engineering marvel, requiring detailed work to create the film's iconic scenes. Crew members recall relentless technical issues. The sophisticated rigging for the possession scenes frequently malfunctioned, leading to numerous reshoots. This, coupled with unexplained equipment failures, added to the mounting tensions. In a bizarre twist, a fire ravaged the McNeil house set, delaying production further. Remarkably, the room used for the exorcism scenes were left untouched by the blaze, a chilling detail that fueled the rumors of a curse.
The set caught on fire one weekend. when no one was there.
They couldn't find an electrical problem. They couldn't find an arsonist. They couldn't find a substantial reason that occurred.
The silk, as it burned, it fell onto the walls and fell onto the carpet and burned the carpet.
I remember that was terrible. Shut down. I think it shut us down.
As The Exorcist production progressed, a series of bizarre and unsettling incidents began to unfold, each adding to the lore of a cursed set. The cast was not spared from misfortune. Tragedy seemed to shadow the production. 2 actors associated with the film, Jack McGowan and Vasiliki Maliaros, both passed away shortly after completing their scenes, though their deaths were from natural causes.
You know, I think on any film, you do have casualties, but I think we had more than our share.
Of course, it always makes for great stories about what happens, if it was cursed or whatever.
During the course of the film, there were 9 deaths, which is an enormous amount of deaths.
Very simple. If you have a production that lasts 2 weeks or 3 weeks, nothing happens. But if you have a production that lasts for a year, a lot of things have to happen.
The man who refrigerated the set died. The assistant cameraman whose wife had a baby during the shoot, the baby died. Max von Sydow's brother died.
These were kind of men standing behind a camera all of a sudden, dropping dead.
It's very good for publicity, but if you don't believe in devil, you don't believe in curses. Simple.
The atmosphere on set grew more fraught with each incident. Cast and crew members reported a constant feeling of unease, as if unseen forces were at play. The line between the fiction of The Exorcist and their reality seemed to blur. The string of misfortunes on the set of The Exorcist gave rise to numerous theories and speculations, with some believing the film was truly cursed. Paranormal enthusiasts pointed to the film's subject matter, suggesting that delving into the realm of demonic possession had invited actual supernatural forces.
Priest queried the makers of the film. I had to force myself to look at the screen. Why? It touches very deep areas of the human personality. I can't imagine anyone either reading the book or seeing the movie without it having some reaction.
Skeptics, however, offered more grounded explanations. Experts in psychology and film production weighed in. They suggested that the high-stress environment of a troubled production could heighten perceptions of bad luck and misfortune, leading to a self-fulfilling prophecy of sorts. Rational explanations existed for each incident. Yet, the timing and nature of these events, coinciding with a film about demonic forces, fueled a narrative that was hard to ignore. It became a part of the film's legend, blurring the lines between the horrors on screen and the realities behind the scenes. The legacy of The Exorcist extends far beyond its alleged curse. It reshaped the horror genre, setting a new standard for storytelling and visual effects. Its impact was immediate and profound. The Exorcist didn't just terrify audiences, it invited them to ponder deeper, existential questions about faith, good and evil, and the unknown. Film historians note its influence on countless subsequent horror films. Its raw, psychological approach inspired a wave of movies that explored similar themes, often blurring the lines between psychological thriller and horror.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
In popular culture, The Exorcist became a touchstone. Its imagery, dialogue, and themes have been referenced and parodied across media.
The power of Christ compels you!
Cementing its place in the collective consciousness. Today, nearly 5 decades later, the film remains a benchmark in cinema. Its ability to evoke such visceral reactions is a testament to its craftsmanship and the power of its narrative. As we reach the end of our exploration into The Exorcist and its enigmatic aura, we are left to ponder the intersection of art, mystery, and reality. The Exorcist was more than just a film. It was a phenomenon that transcended its medium, leaving the audience both terrified and deeply introspective. For generations, it has sparked debates and discussions, not just about the possibility of curses, but about the nature of fear itself and the power of cinema to tap into our deepest anxieties.
People most susceptible to being profoundly upset by the film are those who went in believing in the devil, Roman Catholics especially.
But the thing that really surprises me is people faint. I mean, I've never in my life known a movie where people would faint.
That there indeed are at least a dozen people who faint or become ill during every showing.
Whether cursed or not, the legacy of The Exorcist is undeniable. It challenged perceptions, pushed boundaries, and left an indelible mark on both its viewers and the film industry. As we bid farewell to the chilling corridors of The Exorcist, we invite you to reflect. What is it about this film that resonates with you? How does it continue to haunt the halls of cinematic history? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.